Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress.
Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we're here at Gizzi's Cafe. And I'm here with one of the singers tonight who came to celebrate Solomon Chertok's birthday, and also for the screening of The Cost of Living, this exciting new film. Introduce yourself to the camera, darling.
Sure. My name is Ruth, Negron, and I came over I was invited by Solomon, and I sang 2 songs. I'm happy to be here and to meet him, and celebrating also his birthday.
Such a terrific guy, isn't he?
He is. Yes, he is. Beautiful person.
Now, you chose a wonderful song that you sang tonight. Tell my audience a little bit more about the song you sang.
This song is by Mandy, so she's from American Idol, and Unrestrained. I sang that song, and I also sang another song by Rachel Lamper. She Brand New Life. So I sang those 2 songs.
As a recording artist.
You can get my email.
Do you have a website?
Yes. runegr7@aol.com.
That's your email. Do you have a Facebook?
Yes, I'm in Facebook also.
Tell my audience.
Facebook, Ruby Ruth. Ruby Ruth.
Facebook, Ruby Ruth.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how we can find out more information about you and all the upcoming gigs that you might be doing here around Manhattan. And where are you from? Queens?
I'm from Staten Island.
Oh, Staten Island.
I know Roseanne. I met Hector.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and for celebrating Solomon Chertok's birthday.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in a moment, darlings, and more interviews right here at Gizzi's Cafe. Keep watching. Champagne kisses.
Our journey as a nation is one of strength, unity, and providence.
Darlings, welcome back. We're here at Gizzi's Cafe for the screening of The Cost of Living. But I'm here with this very important rap star who came to this event to celebrate Solomon Chertok's birthday. Introduce yourself to the camera, doll.
Yes, my name is AIG. I'm always in the game. I'm doing a new anti-bullying song. It's about a young lady that was bullied on Facebook, and her mom and her sister were so upset that they said that they were really looking for everybody that bullied on their daughter, and she just went out and committed suicide. She jumped in front of a bus.
Oh my God.
Wow. It was ridiculous. Because so when I read the story, I was so compelled. My record company, which is Uniform Records and TuneCore, I'd like to say thank you. They got behind it with distribution, and I'm doing a new single called Bully on Bully.
Wonderful.
Yes, and we're thinking about shooting a music video in a couple of weeks, and we're also doing the new movie, The Dominican, and I just did 2 projects with Evan Ginsberg right there with the educational system. It's about how education meets entertainment and how they combine and collaborate. So that was one of the 2 documentaries that I did with him. So I'm just looking forward to doing more things.
Terrific. Now, if we want to find out more information about you and what you're up to, what you're doing, do you have a website?
Yes, I have a website, aigrapstar.com. You can also get me at Canarsie85 at yahoo.com. You can also get me at Anthony Harris AIG. So ain't that great? I'm always in the game, and I just love doing what I'm doing. So we're going to bully on Bully now.
We'll be back in a moment, guys. More interviews coming up right here at Gizzi's Cafe with a screening of The Cost of Living. Keep watching for the Champagne Pieces. Welcome back. We're here at Gizzi's Cafe, and we're here for the screening of this very special film. And you are partially responsible for that, right?
No, I'm not involved with the film, but I'm a composer and a music producer, and I run a networking group called the New York Table.
Oh yeah, you're the composer that Solomon was talking about. Very famous. Compose yourself to the camera, doll.
Sure. Again, Patrick Soluri. I'm a composer and a music producer, and I do a lot of work for film and TV, ballet and opera. I tell stories in music.
How marvelous. I love music. Now, tell me what inspired you to become a composer, and why music is so important to you, and why it should be important to all of us.
Well, I was doing music since I was little. I grew up as a drummer and a percussionist, and then played in bands and all that kind of thing. And then as I got into college, I sort of wanted to take it a little further and start discovering different kinds of music, and I went classical. And I got into sort of like ballet and opera, and then that led into film. And the idea of, I grew up loving, films and film scores and things like that. So it's, it's a really important part of a film. Is how
it certainly is. Years ago, any film had so much music in it. Today, there's hardly any music in these films today.
Well, that, and also they use a lot of music that's not custom made for the films. They just drop pre-existing tracks, and sometimes that's fine, and sometimes, especially on lower budget films, it's a problem because the music doesn't help tell the story in a dramatic sense, so it can kind of feel like a low budget film, or it can feel like it's not working, and the reality is that you can get someone to score a film for not that much. It's a lot easier than it used to be 20 years ago using...
Is that true?
Well, just, you can use computers and technology in a way that's seamless. Of course, it's better to have an orchestra, but not everyone can afford it. But there's ways to do it so it can sound very much like that without having to spend that kind of money. And that's one of the things that I do.
I see. Tell my audience what you're working on right now. What projects are you working on right now?
Well, I just finished a series of films. I did 2 short films for members of the New York Table. They were sort of like webisode, probably 10-minute films.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting into these webisodes.
Right.
Do you really think that it's going to have a true effect on the population?
I don't know. I think that's still figuring itself out a little bit. They're starting to figure out how to monetize short films, and that's important because then that'll make it a larger marketplace. But they're still very low budget. It's a good way to get started into larger things. There have been models of short webisode type things helping directors and producers move on to bigger projects. I think that's an important medium, and so there's a lot of people in the New York Table that are just getting started where they're helping with theirs. So there were 2 projects I worked on. One was sort of like I don't know, sort of like a action kind of thing. Another one was sort of more of a horror type of film, which are a great genre for short films. And then a few months ago, I was working on a feature film with Jordan Galland, who did Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Undead a couple of years ago, and this is his new film, and it's a superhero sort of film. And I was working on that with Sean Lennon. I was arranging, producing, and orchestrating that with him. So there's all kinds of different projects that
Sounds wonderful. Do you have a favorite older film, an old classic that you just adore and you just can never stop watching it?
Well, I mean, I love like Casablanca and some of the old Fred Astaire movies.
Fred Astaire, do you know that I get invited to the Adele Astaire Awards? I get invited to that.
That's great.
He was a genius, Fred Astaire, really, when it came to dance.
Unbelievable. I mean, I do enjoy swing dancing and blues dancing and that kind of thing.
I interviewed his daughter.
Wow. I mean, just looking at some of his seamless takes, it's unbelievable.
I like when he danced on the ceiling. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What about Gene Kelly? He was fabulous.
I mean, different styles, but all wonderful, and that's something which is much harder to find these days. I mean, the thing is, there's people out there that are wonderful dancers, but it's starting to come out with some of the reality shows and Dancing with the Stars, and that's great to see that it's catching on a little bit more to popular culture.
Right, it is. It's catching on, and we have to keep the younger people motivated to make films like this, beautiful musical scores. I mean, the old geniuses, the film that they made, Julie Andrews with The Sound of Music, that was unbelievable. Wasn't it Rodgers and Hammerstein, or who was that?
I can't remember exactly who it was, but I think it's interesting because I think there's a bit of a resurgence happening with some of the TV shows about dancing, musical shows like Glee and Smash and things like that, and it's starting to catch on a little bit more, and also just kind of the idea of some of the older styles of musical theater or burlesque or even Mad Men and Boardwalk Empires and things like that. It's I produce these parties for the fun of it that are sort of retro themed parties. We did the Copacabana in December and we had 800 people come.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we had this big band.
Invite me, I'll come.
Well, I had one last week. We were focused on silent films. We only had about 300 people, but we had a nice write-up. We're doing another couple coming up over the summer.
Please invite me.
Definitely.
But you must do a party in the Hamptons because everybody goes to the Hamptons.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, but we could probably do that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I want you to tell my audience where we can go to find out more information about you and everything you're working on.
Sure, of course. My website, as composer and music producer, is patricksoluri.com. That's patricksoluri.com. And then the party I do is called The Salon. So it's thesalon.biz. And we've got a party on Thursday, June 14th. Our following one will be July 4th at the Empire Hotel's rooftop. We're doing a Liberty Bell Spectacular. It's like a big 4th of July USO kind of thing. And then on July 13th, doing sort of like a Bastille Day influenced party. And that's what we got so far.
Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. Where's your drink?
I just got here, so I haven't had one yet. But that's up next.
We'll have to toast later, darling. Give me a kiss.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll be back in a moment, darling. Some more interviews right here at Gizzi's Cafe. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.